fortnight Saturday, when we come over here, and when I say we, of course, you know the drill, I mean Generation Next. When we come over here to continue the movement, the motivation, and the inspiration. For those of you that are joining us for the first time, Generation Next is a youth movement platform geared toward inspiring, motivating, and directing young people's participation towards responsibilities in a developing society. We are working to raise awareness on issues and challenges that the youth are faced with in order to effect a positive change. It is against this background that we come here every 2 weeks Saturday of the month to make sure that we bring in young people that matters, to make sure that we bring in young people who knows that we have a country, we have a whole nation to build. And in doing so, we shall never relent. We shall always keep looking. We shall always keep pushing. And if you're a young person out there and you think you've got something that the world needs to see, you've got something that the world needs to hear, you're very welcome to reach out to Generation Next. And the young person that I have today, if you have been a constant follower of Generation Next, you would know that he has been here. We featured him before, but the reason as to why we brought him again is because the last time we featured him, we believe that justice was not done. We believe that what he is doing in this nation called the Gambia is not heard clearly from our side. And what we try to portray is to make sure that every single young person that we bring here is heard of, is seen, and is valued. Hence why we brought him again. I shall give a brief intro of who he is. It's Mr. Kawsu Jabbi. Mr. Kawsu Jabbi is a visionary Gambian. He studies computer information system from the University of the Gambia. He is the founder of Kids in Technology, aim to educate and promote scientific innovation and invention in the Gambia. Over the past years, Kawsu educated, mentored, and inspired many children and teenagers computational thinking skills in coding, Internet of Things, robotics, drone technology, and creativity. Also, his foundation won a lot of awards in creativity and innovation at both national and international competition. In April 2022, they won the International Creativity and Innovation Awards. In June 2022, they won the Pan-African Robotics Championship in Dakar, Senegal, defeating big African countries such as Ghana, South Africa, and Rwanda, etc. He focuses on personalized education, where each child is given the opportunity to define their own experience and intuition. He inspires children and arouses their curiosity to invention and innovation by giving them the platform, tools, and tutorials to explore and play around. His training sessions are purely practical, where he boosts creativity and sparks children and youngsters' imagination through hands-on activities. Kawsu, we are thrilled. It is a pleasure to actually have you again on Generation Next.
Thank you very much. I really acknowledge the invitation, and also thank you for the brief introduction. A short story about myself and some of the achievements we did recently. So my name is Kawsu Jabbi. I'm a Gambian by nationality, study computer information systems from the University of the Gambia. Currently, I'm doing software development, web development at Pro Technologies, and also founded Kids in Technology, where I train kids on computational thinking skills in robotics, Internet of Things, coding, and drone technology as well. Yes.
Fantastic, fantastic. I couldn't go further without acknowledging the fact that you had to, despite your busy schedule, respond to us. We are really happy that you did so, and sikaw sikanam, as they always say. So literally, Generation Next here, one-on-one, the exclusive in particular, our main focus does not only have to limit with the current being of, that is your current being. We try to understand how everything comes about. Why do we actually want to do that? Because we believe that things do not just blossom out of the blue. It's a matter of, it's a work in progress. It's something that started somewhere. So basically our focus here at Generation or on Generation Next is to find out from where it all began, from how you started, what were some of the things you had to fight with to make sure that you get to where you are. And of course, having listened to you did a little bit of or explain a little bit of what you're doing, especially when it has to do with kids. We know it's not easy working with kids, so that alone, it's, I would say, bravo to you for the remarkable work you're doing. However, try to take us through from where everything started.
Oh, thank you very much once again. So it was a long journey though, because I started this activity back in this 2015. Um, yes, at SUNA institution. I did some program at SUNA, at Glory Computer and Hair Design Institute, at Mahad Senior Secondary School as well, and also some other places I could not remember all, because it's long overdue now. But then I started back in this in 2015 training kids on computational thinking skills. I started with paint first. I trained them how to use paint, and for them to be able to draw with computer, and that really fix their mind. And kids really like to draw things using computer, and there they learn how to use mouse, keyboard, and ribbons. And also I train them on Marvis Bacon as well, how to type, and how to play a game, because in Marvis Bacon literally is a typing tools that help you to type faster. And then the kids learn how to type, they know the finger placement properly, and also they play games. And then so it goes up to an extent that most of them get familiar with the keyboard. They can type without looking at the keyboard, you know. And also the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog using Microsoft Office Word document, some word processing skills also. And also, we after that, those two things, scratch, sorry, after Marvis Bacon and paint, we move on to scratch. It's a visual computer programming interface for kids, particularly for kids. So I train a lot of kids how to read and write code. So there, many people get the fundamental concept of computer programming and they fall in love with it. So there we extend to other places like Serekunda, and Brikama was our center. But then later on, we extend to other places like Serekunda, Bakau, I think those two places. And because we have a lot of people who have interest in the program, not
Okay.
only in Brikama, but other part of the country also. So therefore, we have to, you know, open not a branch, but work with other people like schools and people who already have computer labs, to learn us use their lab. And then I assigned some of my friends from the University of the Gambia to take care of those labs. I trained them on how to go about the thing. I gave them the syllabuses, and all those. And so it went up to an extent of, from basic computer skills, programming skills to robotics. And right now we are on robotics. We're building robots, that solve a lot of challenges in the society, in hospital sector, in agricultural sector, in the environment sector, you know. And then we also doing drone technology, but not to that extent. Now our main focus is on robotics, and IoT, Internet of Things also. We're doing a lot of things in Internet of Things, with microcontrollers, sensors, jumper wares, and some programming logics, to pass instruction to machines to accomplish certain tasks in the society, you know. So basically that is the map. It was from 2015, from basic fundamental concepts to that of advanced technology, robotics, IoT, and then drone technology.
Wow. I must confess, I really, really admire your spirit. With everything that you've mentioned that you and your team are doing in shaping the future. Uh, Simply for the fact that looking at the country that we're in, I remember when we were coming, I said that most of us, particularly most of us young people, We want to get money, but we don't want to put in the effort. So
Mm.
having heard you mention all of these things, look at it, look at it from this angle where you're busy doing just one thing. That alone, it's tiring in itself. Not to mention all the things that you're mentioning here. I'm really sure we would go into that further. But meanwhile, let me take you a bit back. How was it in your school, in your junior secondary school? I know we've discussed this in our last meeting with you, but it wasn't really clear because the internet was buffering. So perhaps you can take us through, you let it be a fast track moment where you tell us how it all began from your from a junior secondary school. What kind of a kid were you back in school days, and coming down to why the need to get into technology?
Oh, thank you very much once again. So back in days, I was an inquisitive guy. I was very inquisitive. I like challenges. I like problem solving. I went to Newsnet Senior Secondary School, and I started computer at a very tender age, to be honest. And I moved with that spirit to Newsred. I have some friends there. We do solve problem in word processing, in Excel, in Photoshop, and so many other things. So I was like a problem solving type of person. And also, people I move with are all problem solvers. One of them is Ibu Job, currently working with Microsoft, and other smart, very smart people who are really very dedicated and have passion for problem solving. So I was that type of person back in days, and I moved with that spirit to the University of the Gambia, where we solve problems together with some computer science students in web development, you know, and then you talk about programming languages and then all those things. So I surrounded myself with people who have a problem to solve because I like problem solving. And I have this belief that in order to make the world a better place, we definitely need to have confidence to solve problems, and then we have to be willing to solve problems always, because the world will continue bringing new problems always. So therefore we need to familiarize ourselves with a skill that can help us solve problems. That's why I like computer science, and that's why I'm eager and inquisitive to learn and know more. And that's why I surrounded myself with people, who have the technical expertise to get things done. So in a nutshell, I am a problem solving type of person. Yes.
Of course, you are indeed. Looking at you alone and haven't heard you speak has clarified that. But now, just to fast track again, looking at the fact that with all the constraints, although it has not been mentioned, but it's obvious that there would be with all the problems here and there, and knowing fully well that you've studied or you've built interest in technology, and that of the remuneration that may come with being a technology expert, right? You could have easily gone to work for international organizations or work for organizations within this country, which is local organizations, and be paid really well, financial wise. Why the need to not do that? Why do you feel it's important that you open up such a center for you to sort of mold the younger ones? Why the need for that?
Thank you very much for that question. Yeah, so it's like it was from a big picture, because if you look at Africa, it's really very sad. Everybody is running away from this beautiful continent. You know, people are bright, people have knowledge, but they use their knowledge in the West. And at the end of the day, here is the last place. No matter what you do, wherever you work, at the end of the day, you would like to come back, and build a family here, and settle down here. And then most of the people plan it when they retire to come and settle here and give back to the community. But then there's no 100% assurance that you will live up to that stage. Life does not guarantee anybody, so, and also, if you look at the education system of our continent, our country is really, really very sad. And, it's a problem that needs to be solved. So I realized that I'm very compatible with children. Children like me, children choose me, children are used to me. And then, although that's a gift from God, so therefore I see no reason, no purpose of leaving my country, or the beautiful idea that I started already implementing, you know, to exchange that for a higher remuneration or something of that nature. No, I'm not going to do that, because I can feel it. I have changed so many lives. Currently, I'm changing so many people's life, and so many people look up to me there. I am an epitome to so many people in this country. I have so many people who call me, Kawsu, you are my mentor, you really inspired me, you changed my life. And that alone satisfies me. That alone keeps me moving. That's why I want to do more. And that's why I'm not going to exchange that for any other higher remuneration. I call this riches, you know, because there are different types of being rich. You can be financially rich, you can be rich in heart, you know, but it's like I'm somebody who have, love for my country, love for the kids. I ask myself this question: if not me, then who? I know I can be easily be replaceable, but then the probability of that is very, very low. Because in accomplishing this task, it's not a one night thing. Imagine from 2015 to 2023, I'm consistently doing the same thing. I'm consistently teaching kids to innovate, to build things, to inspire, to educate. So there's a lot of merit in this, and there's a lot of prospect in this, and there's a lot of reward in this. So all those things are factors that motivated me to keep on track, contribute to the society, because this is my dream. I really want to use my idea to change not only the Gambia, but Africa in general, because there's a lot of things to be done. There's a lot of career prospect in technology, but yet people don't know about this thing. And I see it as a responsibility, and I task myself, you know, to be somebody who will convey that information, that message, and that knowledge to the younger generation. So that is a task that I already promised myself, and I have to accomplish that. So far, so good. I changed so many lives, and I'm really, really satisfied with that. And I hope so many people are also satisfied with the work that I'm doing, because the work that I'm doing is apparent. It's not something that is hidden. It's something that is clear. Everybody see it. I am on TVs. I am on interviews. I won competitions. I did a lot of remarkable achievement, not as self compliments, but just to inspire people and to answer your questions. Why did I stay, irrespective of the career that I have, the technical expertise that I have? Why is it that I don't join people in the West, or I don't work in big companies? I stay with the kids. That's the reason, and that's the answer. Thank you very much.
Wow. I'm stagnant right now. Why is it that I'm stagnant? Is because you've answered that so well, and that is straight from the heart. And hardly do you hear, of course, it's occasional, and we have young people who would more or less say in the same vein, or look at life in the same vein, or think in the same vein. That is to purely say, okay, it's not only about me and what I can get and the skill that I've learned, but also how do we come together as a community to make sure that whatever it is that I've learned is being shared. Today, if I'm not here, you've mentioned that, of course, it does not mean you cannot be replaced, but seldom would you be, because how many people do we have who are into this technology? And the fact that you've mentioned prior to this, having taught kids how to deal with Mavis Beacon and the likes, that alone in itself, it's really remarkable. And the technology is the way to go. So the fact that you're boost into that, but not only limiting yourself within what your skills has given you, but also exploring that to the younger generation to make sure that the future that we're calling for, the generation next that we're calling for, do not only become adult tomorrow, but become fruitful adult tomorrow. That is really inspirational. And I challenge any philanthropist. I challenge you, if you are part of the government. What do I mean by part of? If you are working directly within the scope of the government, but also if you are an individual who is watching, having listened to what Kawsu has just said now, and there is a way you can reach out to help. There is definitely, I believe that there is definitely something that could be done, because I always say we are capacitated in one way or the other. I challenge you to reach out, because what he is doing in this country, not many are doing it. So if you have many young people like himself doing something great, shaping the future that we all yearn for, I think it's imperative that we reach out to him and see in which way we can help. Kawsu, I think you're doing fantastic. The Gambia is proud of you. When I saw you on TV, I was like, oh my gosh, we've got this in Gambia. Yeah, I know we've got we've got this in Gambia. And you've won a lot of awards. Of course, it has been mentioned and it has been read on your biography. Congratulations to you and your team. So if you can take us through to some of the current things that you're engaged in with your team.
Currently we are working in projects, because like I said, technology, we want to use it to solve push now is agriculture, because we want to leverage on technology to develop agriculture in the Gambia. Not only building the prototype, because we build a lot of prototypes, but then now we want to convert the prototypes to that of a full-fledged, system that will enhance food production in the country. So currently we are working on a smart irrigation system, powered by solar technology, to automatically water crops, irrespective of whether the farmer is there or not. You can be at your control zone, you set the IoT device, to a particular soil moisture content. So when the soil moisture content is low, then the sensor will trigger, the tab will open, and then the water will start taking place. So you can be engaged in all the human activities while this is automatically being taken care, in your farm. For it, that you can, control it, or wherever you are, you can switch on your tab, switch it off, and then all those things. So we are done with the prototype. So it's just a matter of putting the solar components there. And then after the prototype, then we will work on the real project, and that will be soon. But for now, you can take a walk to our place, and then you see some of the things that the kids are doing, and also the big cleaning robots. Also, we are working on, some of those things to be able to clean the beach, global warming stops, and then all those things. And all these things are ideas from the kids, because sometimes I'm not only the person bringing all the ideas. No, a lot of the ideas that we are building currently are from kids, But the problem is, like, the society have a negative connotation when it comes to kids, and I think people have to rethink, about what, and people have to realize the potential that kids can do, because I believe that most of the challenges that we will have in the near future will be solved by kids. So if we don't prepare them now, we will have a worse society. So for us to have, a steady in society, is high time for us to invest in kids, not the road memorization that they do in school, but then we have to teach them how to innovate and invent. Because in any developed nation, we talk about the United States of America, if you look at the story, is from innovation. Because the biggest company we talk about today are all in US, Facebook, Amazon, you talk about Microsoft, you talk about Elon Musk, and then all those people, if you check their story, they started innovating and inventing at a very tender age. You understand? So normally, innovation and creativity is for kids, and Gambia, to be honest, I saw Gambia here because I interface with a lot of kids. I interacted with kids for so many years now. I know kids, I know how they learn, I know different type of kids, but to be honest, Gambia is blessed. We have a lot of kids with, remarkable talent, with a lot of skills that are on top. So, it will be a wise decision if you can listen to kids. You're working is not my idea. I facilitate, but most of the ideas are from a very, very, very young boys at the age of 12, at the age of 15. They come with an idea. Also, I have a solution to this and that problem. I asked you, what are the tools you need in order to combine and then fix the problem? They said I need sensor X, sensor Y, microcontroller Z, and all those things. So I improvise, I give to them, so they team up, and then they come up with a very, 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 very good solution. Even the smart irrigation system that we are building, there's a lot of components that kids come. They come every day, they come with an idea. Why not we add this sensor to do this? Why not we add this to notify? Why not we attach this app? And so you will not realize that unless and until you interact with the kids and you value them. If you don't value them, you will definitely not know what they have for the society. But to be honest, the kids, I spend most of my time with the kids because I enjoy kids a lot. I read their brain, I read how they think. I enjoy doing that. I have to test their thinking capacity, how they think, how fast they think, how slow they think, what type of problem they have in their heart. Because for kids, they don't hide anything. They speak from their heart. If they don't like it, they tell you straight, I don't like this. If they like it, they say, I like it, I want to do it more. Really, really, really very precious. People have to rethink and stop judging kids with the negative uh, connotation. That is the problem that society is having. We need to get rid of this clan-based thinking and really embrace technology because technology is the future. It's now and tomorrow. Yes.
Wow, that has gone to show the level of patience that you have in you, because having to deal with kids requires a whole lot of patience, but having to
Correct.
also explore their brain. You've mentioned untapped things that of course they always would have. That alone in itself, it's so bravery of you. And
I have like if it is going to pick something, so deliver something very very fast.
no,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. So I am looking from this end, but I assure you, I know nothing of what's going on. Maybe you can tell us. You can tell us what's going on there. Tell us.
Yeah. So literally, it's like it's a robot that we built. Yeah, in our lab at Fajara. So the robot basically we developing it to help disabled, so that they can have access to things in their house and also to carry things, dual purpose, to carry things from one location to another, something like that. But
Wow.
it was not done. It was a robot that we built, but we did not complete it.
Wow, wow. You're factoring all sector of humanity, which is remarkably fantastic.
Correct.
Wow. We are proud of you. The Gambian nation is proud of you. If you're
Thank
proud
you.
of if you're proud of him, please send a hello, hi, at least let us know and reach out. Yeah. I'm sure by the end of the program, we will have him to share his location, to share his numbers. Just you may want to reach out, you'll be able to reach out to him. You've mentioned that you're also working on smart irrigation system. Can you tell us what is that? I wouldn't understand what you meant by that. What would you say that is?
Yeah, so we all know irrigation system, is taking water to the farmland, supplying water to the farmland, for crop cultivation. So we want to use technology to solve that problem of constant watering, of your plant. We want to build a system using Internet of Things, IoT, whereby You don't necessarily need to go to the farm often. You can engage yourself in the other human activities whilst the watering process is being taken care of by the IoT device. Something like so. The sensor will sense the soil moisture when it is too low, the water will start taking place because now the system will understand that the crops need to be watered. Then automatically the tap will open itself without any human intervention. Then the water will start taking place. And when the soil moisture is okay, then the sensor also will communicate and the tap will close, and then it will loop like that, continue happening, that way. Unless and until if you want to change the program, the code, or something of that nature.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we are in Gambia, and some of the things we see on movies, particularly myself, I'm like, oh my gosh, how is this possible? Well, there we go. We've got Kawsu right here mentioning the smart irrigation system where you would be within the comfort of wherever you may be and you water your garden. Oh my gosh, I wonder how that possible that is, or how how that is possible. So at this point, we are running out of time. So what I would love for you to do is share your contacts, where anybody who wants to reach out to you, how they can reach you. But also, I'm sure there may be one or two things. If not, there's no. It's not even maybe. There is one or two things, or there are two things or things that you would require or you would need from anybody who is watching to help in some sort of way. What would that be if you were to share that and share your contacts as well?
Yes, so thank you very much for that once again. So it's like we're still struggling. The foundation have been struggling, and then we still not settled because life is a continuous problem solving, and we have a lot of obstacles. When it comes to tools, we need more microcontrollers to do our work with the kids. We need sensors, and yeah, we need the robotic kits also as well. It's literally the learning materials, equipment, so that we can extend our service to even the remote areas of the country, because in 2023 is part of our agenda not to limit our service here in Congress. We want to go, in the remote areas also, to train kids in the village how to use technology, how to program, and then because it's foundational to their pursuits. So if anybody can support us, in cash or kind or whatsoever, the door is open. The door is open to any donor. Yeah, thank you very much.
Wow, that's fantastic. So share your address where you are currently, because Mohammed and I would definitely pop in to come and check. But also share. I'm sure anybody watching may want to pop in to also check the remarkable thing you and your beautiful kids are doing. Share.
So we located at Busubi phase 2. You want me to share the Google map?
No. Go ahead. Your telephone,
Yeah,
telephone number anybody can reach.
telephone number is 2518185 and
Email address if you have.
5226219. That's another number. Email address kitsintechnology12@gmail.com. info@kitsintechnology.com. We have all those those two email addresses.
Fantastic.
info@kitsintechnology.org or kitsintechnology12.com. kitsintechnology12@gmail.com.
Okay. kitsintechnology12@gmail.com. Of course, there you go. We've shared the numbers, the contact details. And like I said, I challenge you, whoever you may be, to reach out and support, because that is all we need. That is all what the nation needs, to support one another, because you never know the person you may be supporting. You never know tomorrow what may come towards you. The person you support may in turn be the one to help you tomorrow. So let's cultivate the culture of supporting, and I encourage us all to visit Kawsu's place to see what the beautiful kids that he's training are doing. It is against this background we would say hello, hi, and try to close the show today. If you've been a constant follower, you would realize that we we kind of deviated a little bit from how the program has been done. It's because we are having Kawsu for the second time. If you followed the first session, you realize that we're able to gauge from where he started, his humble beginnings and all that. So today, basically what we wanted to do, we wanted to complement the last time. This was sometime in August when we had him, and we felt that there wasn't justice done on the platform. So we decided to bring him back. Kawsu, thank you so much for gracing this occasion. Despite your busy schedule, you had to grace this occasion. Initially, I was like, oh my gosh, if I don't have Kawsu, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But yeah, it materialized. And thank you to Mohammed as always. Thank you to the entire Generation Next team. And thank you to you who is watching. And this is where we draw the curtain until we come your way again. It's hello, hi, bye from the Generation Next team. And yeah, stay blessed.
Thank you. Take care.
Yeah.